Hey, Phil from Got Memories here. In this quick video, showing you all of the maintenance that Tobin cinema system film transfer equipment requires. Now, I've had Tobin's equipment, Clive Tobin, in Spokane Valley, Washington, since 2009. I first bought one of his machines. To date, I've got 20 something plus. And Tobin is no longer in business. He is retired. And so, parts, repairs, everything, in general maintenance, I do a lot of stuff here. Everything is proprietary. I mean, every single machine that I have, Tobin, it was kind of tweaked things every single time. So kind of everything is pretty much original. Every machine that he ever made, really, because you're Frankensteining parts off of old projectors, refurbishing them, the parts. So a lot of the machines, they've all got Bell and Howell mechanisms on them. They've got cameras built in, but this is post Christmas, and I'm down to a handful of machines here. So some of them have been repaired by Urbanski, and then I've got to adjust them. A lot of the problems come from alignment of the cameras and the focusing, and I'm going to do a video on that soon on that side of things. It's kind of like patting your head, rubbing your belly, and jumping up and down at the same time, but stay tuned for one of those videos. But like this one here has got lines across the monitor screens. It's kind of weird. It's some sort of internal video frequency interference. I don't know. It's a cable. It isn't cable. It isn't anything. It's something internally. I got to take that to pieces and have a look. This one here is a very, very rare Super 8 sound. It's got the Bell and Howell sound mechanism. The sound head has completely, it needs replacing. I don't do that. They've all got to be machined by a chap in Oklahoma and then installed. This one here was newly repaired, but it's got what is that one? Catches and sprockets something. Sam writes these notes on them sometimes. I can't read the handwriting. But basically, it's catching, it's pulling, it's, just not behaving itself. This one here has got some jumping and streaking of the images. This needs to go back for repair. This one was repaired, but tested it, and the alignment and the framing is off. So sometimes when Alan, my repair guy, it's really tricky to get the alignment and the focus correct. Very delicate within these. Like I said, it's like jumping up and down, patting your head, rubbing your belly. You move one thing and then something else is off. And then you adjust the focus with the lens, really delicate, and then all of a sudden it's in focus, but now the angle's off on the frame. This one, alignment off. This one was repaired in July, but a lot of these I don't put any miles on them, when they get repaired straight away. I don't test them for a while. This one's out of focus. Got to adjust the focus on that. Again, this is another alignment issue right here. This one here, machine jumpy, cannot move the sprockets. So what happens on these is, to get the I'm losing the words right now. Turning this, sometimes when the film loses a sprocket, you kind of adjust it with that. But these get kind of hard. And I had some things 3D printed. Where are they? Oh, yeah, right here. So you got more leverage. You can turn it. What else? 16 mil. The 16 mils behave themselves. Honestly, they're just built to last. This one's okay. These are the HD ones. I've got an issue with an HD one as well. Oh yeah, here. I've got to take all this mechanism apart and replace some of the pieces in them. It's all very fiddly, delicate stuff. Yeah, but it's post-Christmas, so all of that stuff needs repairing. I've got a trans video here. It's got an issue. This bit here won't move. See, look, it's got like a clutch in it. So you can turn it that way, but the way it's supposed to move that way, it's not going. It's just stuck. So I gotta, but if you move, it'll go back, but it won't go forward. This one here is okay. This is a True Speed Tobin Super 8 sound. This one has an older camera on it, and it's kind of got like the Tobin, TCS Tobin and cinema system things, 18-24 frames. I can't even explain to you how this works. It just does, and it gets the frame rate correct, the audio sync correct. Tobin, mad scientist stuff. Anyway, that is that. This is just all maintenance. Everyone thinks, oh, it's a magic machine. You do it, it just works. It's great. No, this stuff is constant maintenance, and especially with older machines, older parts, you've got to be. It's a nightmare. And I've said in my videos before, these pieces of crap here, everyone thinks this is some sort of magic machine. No, that's 1 frame per second, which I always tell people, I'm like, if you gave me the option of transferring film with one of those machines or going over and cutting your grass with a blunt pair of scissors, I'm going to go ahead and cut your grass with a blunt pair of scissors, because you could not pay me enough money to deal with a Wolverine. Oh my God, 1 frame per second. Everything has to be prepped correctly. Every single splice, every single bit of sprocket damage, it hangs up on anything. The whole process is done. And also within it, you could capture a 50-foot reel, which takes about an hour to do. And then it renders the footage to the SD card. And then everything's running fast, or there's streaking, or there's issues. And you go, oh my God, I got to do that again. That's just one 50-foot reel that is 3 minutes long. So there's so many people out there that have got really high paying jobs, and they're very smart, intelligent people. And they go, $800 for you to do it, or I'm going to spend $400 on an Amazon plastic piece of crap to do it myself. I'm going to save $400. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? People do it. Actually, they buy it, but they never do it. I'd say the vast majority of people that buy those Wolverines, they buy them on Amazon, and then they either return them after they think, oh, I'm going to do my transfers, I'm just going to return it. Play that little scam. But then they never get around to doing it. They realize how long it takes, and just, tomorrow. You got a 400-foot reel, you're talking 8 hours. 8 hours of that thing going, dick, dick, dick. That's if everything's perfect. Anyway, well, these dogs are sleeping. Winston. Hey, buddy. Anyway. All right. Just a little thing about film transfer equipment. It is, very rare. You've got movie stuff as well. That scammer, that guy, I had his machines back in 2007, 2008. And I knew at that point, these things are plastic pieces of crap, and they were like $6-7 grand each. I resold them immediately. After about a month or two, I'm like, oh my God, what is this trash? And he was just cocky and just like, no, you're doing it wrong. I'm like, no, this is like a $40 Goodwill projector put on a wooden board with some crappy software. And oh my God, it was crazy. And then last year he shut up business and ripped off kept $1 million or more of people's prepayments. People were paying like 50 grand up front, and 2 years later, they still haven't got a machine. And then he's going, parts hard to come by because we get them from Ukraine and because of the war. And anyway, and then he ended up stiffing everybody, declaring bankruptcy, and then keeping all the money. And parts are impossible to find now. Those things are all trash anyway. Tobin, that's why, thank God, I wouldn't have been in the film transfer business if Tobin wouldn't have been available, back in the day. But I think I buried him in terms of I started to make YouTube videos, and he got overwhelmed with not only orders, but problems with all the mechanisms, because they're all working off Bell and Howell mechanisms. And these things are, designed 80 years ago. They were only made to last maybe 100 hours of use. The average, consumer with their old film and stuff, then they didn't build it to last. So when they get whacked onto film transfer machines, where that could be just a week's worth of work, 100 hours, then problems are going to pop up. So he was more about repairs and just getting overwhelmed, and he just was like, screw this, I'm going into retirement. And good for him. But I managed to snap up a lot of parts, a lot of bits and bobs, and I've learned a lot about them over the years, where I can do and know enough to be dangerous with the repairs and everything, because it's just even if I ship it up to get repaired there's a couple guys out there, it takes 2-3 weeks of downtime. So something that could take me maybe 15 minutes and a trip to Ace, and it's back in business. So, but I've been neglecting fixing all that stuff, and now it's post-Christmas, so it's a little quieter, and I am just getting stuck into all the repairs, which I'll do some videos on the repairs soon. Anyway, all the best. Cheers.